Hello, everybody. Ryan Carpenter here with No BS Golf, presented to you by P45 Knuckle Down Golf. That's right, your number one and best location in Central Georgia for everything golf. What you need to do: improve your game. Let's get you in and evaluated. Until you know what's going on with your swing and how you hitting the ball, you ain't gonna know how to improve it and find a way to get those things fixed and changed and gone forever. That's the key. We don't do it just on the spot. We're talking about long-term improvement, 10, 15, 20 strokes difference in your game that will last you a lifetime. You need your clubs checked out. You need a progressive check throughout the set. I can do that as well. Club fitting, figure all that kind of stuff out for you also. You name it. We got everything we need. With my partners, thegolfhub.com, we got the facility to do it in as well. Before we get back outside, before we go and actually start working on the application of some of these things you may want to learn, we go to the pub first. We got a controlled environment, less distractions. We get the job done. And with all the tools and things I got in tow that I bring to the ball game, it's just an efficient way of getting through this process. So spring is here. Golf season is here. Y'all should have been in there in the winter, but hey, whatever. We got to get you going no matter what. Now's the time. Schedule an evaluation lesson. Get that started. With a package purchase, it's 50% off. So we are cruising, and man, there's all kinds of stuff going on in the golf world, of course, but some things that piqued my interest this morning quickly. I saw this, really well-known fella, instructor, guy, typical teacher guy out there on the, the YouTubes and the internets and the talks and all the whatevers. And he had this nifty little drill, and it makes sense. It was a good drill. I liked it. It's just, what I try to tell people is that in a small, quick clip, that's why I don't do 5-minute segments. Not enough time. You can't really properly deliver enough information to effectively get players to understand, okay, well, you take this bottle and you do this thing. That's cool and all. And by moving. So what he did is put a bottle, a closed water bottle inside his back heel and said, hey, y'all, miss hitting the ball. You're not moving. And so you wouldn't knock this water bottle over because you're not shifting into the left side properly. And well, yes, of course. I mean, that's a part of it. But it's not the whole equation is the problem. There's a lot more to it than just that. And, and that's what I kind of posted. I had a little post about it. There's other physical requirements needed to go with that momentum into the left side. So he's saying, do this, you hit the ball crisp. And I'm like, well, unfortunately, that's not like 100% accurate because you could still be doing some other things. Even though you get his little nifty bottle drill going, that can cause the errors and not create crisp contact. So, there's the minimums of you take the structure of a player and I call them, okay, so you take like your what I call the 5 Rota Max guys. You're turning into a golf swing into a finish position. The problem is you ain't turning into impact. And so while you may achieve, because you're young and flexible and can move your body real well, 100 plus degrees of body rotation in the golf swing at the finish, the problem is that at impact, you're maxing out at 5 degrees open. And, so you're a 5 max rota. And at 5 max rota, something else, unless you're playing like 30-yard golf holes, something else is going to have to try to make up for that distance. And, knocking a water bottle ain't going to fix that, unfortunately. So there's a rotational requirement that exists, assuming the player's got good structure set up and an understanding of hip bend. And if the angle is set and achieved and the spine's in position, there's rotational requirements and there's tilting action that has to happen as well. And so the tilts and the turns have to match it in order to physically be able to deliver and achieve he said crisp contact, to be able to achieve that actual true crisp contact on a consistent basis with accuracy and speed. So, good drill, but nifty drills unfortunately don't fix players. So, you got to be careful with this stuff that you get on the old interweb out there. And so anyways, that was one. And then I wanted to dive into another part of it is about 92,000 times a day, probably you see this crap on the damn Golf Channel. And what is it, the click sticky thingy or whatever? What do they call it? Fix stick, click stick. Every 5 years they just reinvent the damn wheel and call something different. And so my question for y'all, you're not sitting here, so I'm gonna answer it right away. But why doesn't that work? If that clicky sticky was so damn amazing, and manufacture everybody into ball striking skills of a Tiger Woods level, then how come everybody dropping their scores left and right now all around us? Just it's not a rage is just going on. And do you go to the club and hear about this thing every day? No, there's a reason. So you can't. First of all, there's a number of reasons, and that's where the evaluation comes into play for a player to help them understand it's not about a click sticky thing. But you can take it from just the simplest parts. Like if how you structure your hand. I'm not talking strong and weak. And first of all, those are stupid terms. Go back and watch I wrote an article, I think, and I don't know, somewhere, Twitter, Facebook, somewhere it's out there. And but how you structure your hand on the club means if it's not in absolute perfect alignment with whatever this clicky sticky thing's meant to be doing, first of all, you ain't going to get it in position anyways. And if you do, it's going to put you in a position that's going to cause some seriously bad ball flight. So that's the first assumption. And I know because I do this 25 years now. I've evaluated 40,000 golf swing. None of y'all have proper hand structure. It's rare. I think the best player I ever maybe evaluated on day one, not after I worked with him, day one. About 2 handicap probably, but even that fella had just a little, some structure issues that we had to work through eventually. And so I didn't mess with it on day one because he's too good of a player and I know better. But we got to a point I said, okay, Eric, here's the thing now. We're at this stage and plain and simple. You want to get this, dial that in and change that for the long term. It's time. We got to get the change of the structure. And I know it feels like crap at first. So anyways, if the structure ain't there, the click sticky won't work. Vice versa. The click sticky might work as it says it's intended to do. And you might be able to apply it like, say, whatever it is, the squaring up mechanism, and maybe hit it like 20 yards, right? The problem is that when you elevate that into, 150, 200, and 250 yard type shots, man, the click sticky won't work if you don't have things matching it appropriately because, again, like a 5 max rota, it's a rotational player, okay? So the amount you turn through impact, if you will, like with the body for the most part, simple terms. If you're at a 5 max, then this thing ain't going to magically just clink, go in. Something else is going to be applied that's going to overcome what it's trying to tell you to do. And it's nothing different. We had the swing trainers and we had there's been, like I said, this is nothing new. That's a big part of it for one. This stuff has been around. It's been reinvented, recolored, and renamed about 9,000 times over the past 20 years. And so all these little clicky sticky things, it's just, there's more to it than that. So you got to be careful with this stuff, folks. That's why do your homework and find a truly qualified instructor and ask them questions before you take lessons. I tell my students all the time, like, I can't believe you didn't come in here and start grilling me to know who the heck I am and what I do. I know I would if it was me in those shoes because I want to know, well, what makes you who you are. And you can go find out. There's the story of P45 is one video, and the evaluation lesson video is another one. And then I did a sit down with Reagan. Those are all great videos to go back and watch. So, anyways, if you could, as always, I'm gonna wrap up for today. Like, subscribe, and share. Go up there to the little code up there. You'll find the website and all kinds of information. Just flash your phone. You all love your phones, so flash your phone on that thing up there in the corner. And yeah, please like, subscribe, share. If you have any questions, let me know. Comments are absolutely welcome. If you want to come on the show and ask questions sometime, let's do it. I'm up for that. So for now, Ryan Carpenter, P45, Knuckle Down Golf, presented to you by No BS Golf or vice versa, whichever. It's the same thing. Y'all take care.